Barry Bonds, the home run king, a name that once echoed with awe and admiration, now evokes a mix of emotions. He was a baseball prodigy, a generational talent who shattered records and redefined what was possible on the field. But his pursuit of greatness took a dark turn, leading him down a path of controversy and infamy. This video will explore the rise and fall of Barry Bonds, from his early days as a budding superstar to the Balco scandal that tarnished his legacy. It's a story of ambition, temptation, and the consequences of chasing glory at any cost. If you're a baseball fan, you won't want to miss this in-depth look at one of the most complex figures in sports history. So grab a cold one, settle in, and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of sports. Before the storm clouds of controversy gathered, Barry Bonds was a dazzling ray of light in the baseball world, a natural talent who seemed destined for greatness from the very beginning. Born into a baseball family, with his father, Bobby Bonds, a three-time All-Star, and his godfather, Willie Mays, an undisputed legend, Barry was practically raised in the dugout. From his early days in high school, Bonds showcased a preternatural ability for the game. He possessed a smooth, effortless swing that generated tremendous power, combined with exceptional speed and defensive instincts. At Arizona State University, he further honed his skills, earning All-American honors and becoming a top prospect for the MLB draft. In 1986, the Pittsburgh Pirates selected Bonds with the 6th overall pick, and he wasted no time making an impact. As a rookie, he quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with, hitting 16 home runs and stealing 36 bases. He was named to the All-Star team and finished second in Rookie of the Year voting, a sign of the promising career that lay ahead. Over the next 7 seasons in Pittsburgh, Bonds blossomed into a bona fide superstar. He consistently ranked among the league leaders in batting average, home runs, and stolen bases, earning the nickname Five-Tool Player for his all-around excellence. He was a perennial All-Star and Gold Glove winner, captivating fans with his electrifying play and competitive fire. Bonds' time in Pittsburgh was marked by both individual brilliance and team success. He led the Pirates to 3 consecutive National League East Division titles from 1990 to 1992, injecting excitement and hope into a franchise that had struggled for years. He was the heart and soul of the team, a dynamic player who could single-handedly change the course of a game. In 1993, Bonds entered free agency, and the baseball world eagerly anticipated his next move. The San Francisco Giants, eager to add a marquee player to their roster, signed Bonds to a then record-breaking 6-year, $43.75 million contract. It was a move that would forever change the landscape of baseball. Bonds' arrival in San Francisco ushered in a new era for the Giants. He instantly became the face of the franchise, drawing fans to the ballpark in droves. His impact on the field was immediate, as he led the team to a 103-win season in 1993, just 1 year after they had finished in last place. He was named the National League MVP, the first of 4 consecutive MVP awards he would win in San Francisco. Throughout the 1990s, Bonds continued to dominate the game. He consistently put up eye-popping numbers, hitting for both average and power. He became the first player in history to join the 400 club, amassing 400 home runs and 400 stolen bases. He was a perennial All-Star, a Gold Glove winner, and a feared presence in the batter's box. Bonds' impact on the Giants went beyond his individual statistics. He elevated the play of his teammates, inspiring them to reach their full potential. He was a leader in the clubhouse, a vocal presence who demanded excellence from himself and those around him. He was the driving force behind the Giants' resurgence, transforming them from a perennial loser into a championship contender. The Natural, that's what they called him. Barry Bonds, a baseball prodigy with a seemingly limitless ceiling. He was a once-in-a-generation talent, a player who captivated fans with his rare combination of power, speed, and athleticism. His early career was a testament to his natural ability, a foreshadowing of the greatness that was to come. However, as we'll see in the next chapter, the path to glory is rarely a straight line, and even the most gifted athletes can succumb to temptation. As the 21st century dawned, the baseball world was captivated by Barry Bonds' extraordinary power surge. His home runs were reaching unprecedented distances. His physique had transformed into a hulking mass of muscle, and his statistics were rewriting the record books. Yet whispers of suspicion began to swirl, casting a dark shadow over his achievements. At the heart of this growing controversy was the Bay Area Laboratory Cooperative, or Balco, a seemingly innocuous nutritional supplement company that would soon become synonymous with one of the biggest doping scandals in sports history. Balco, founded by Victor Conte, was not your average supplement shop. It catered to elite athletes, offering customized performance-enhancing drugs designed to evade detection in traditional drug tests. Bonds, through his personal trainer Greg Anderson, became entangled with Balco, allegedly receiving a cocktail of designer steroids known as the Cream and the Clear. The scandal exploded in 2003 when federal agents raided Balco's headquarters, seizing documents and evidence that exposed a vast network of athletes, trainers, and doctors involved in the distribution and use of illegal performance-enhancing substances. As the investigation unfolded, Bond's name surfaced repeatedly, raising serious questions about the legitimacy of his record-breaking feats. The federal investigation into Balco was a watershed moment in sports history. It exposed the dark underbelly of professional athletics, revealing the lengths to which some athletes would go to gain a competitive edge. For Bonds, the investigation marked a turning point in his career, as he went from being a celebrated hero to a figure of suspicion and controversy. In 2003, Bonds testified before a grand jury, denying any knowledge of Balco or the use of performance-enhancing drugs. However, his testimony was met with skepticism, as his physical transformation and statistical anomalies seemed to contradict his claims. The grand jury testimony marked the beginning of a long and arduous legal battle for Bonds, as he faced accusations of perjury and obstruction of justice. The Balco scandal not only tarnished Bonds' reputation, but also had a profound impact on the sport of baseball. It eroded the trust of fans who felt betrayed by the players they idolized. It raised questions about the integrity of the game, as records were broken and history was rewritten under a cloud of suspicion. The scandal prompted Major League Baseball to implement stricter drug testing policies and harsher penalties for those caught cheating, marking a turning point in the fight against doping in sports. As the federal investigation continued, Bonds' legal team fought tooth and nail to defend their client. They argued that the government had overstepped its bounds and that Bonds was being unfairly targeted. However, the evidence against Bonds mounted, and in 2007, he was indicted on charges of perjury and obstruction of justice. The trial was a media spectacle, with every twist and turn meticulously covered by the press. Bonds maintained his innocence throughout the proceedings, but in 2011, he was found guilty of obstruction of justice. The perjury charges were dismissed, but the guilty verdict on the obstruction charge was a significant blow to Bonds' reputation and legacy. The Balco scandal remains a controversial and complex chapter in sports history. It exposed the dark side of professional athletics, highlighting the pressures faced by athletes to succeed at any cost. It also raised questions about the role of the media, the government, and the fans in holding athletes accountable for their actions. For Barry Bonds, the Balco scandal was a turning point from which he never fully recovered. It tarnished his image, cast doubt on his achievements, and ultimately led to his exclusion from the Baseball Hall of Fame. While his on-field accomplishments remain impressive, they are forever tainted by the shadow of the Balco scandal. Despite the Balco cloud, Bonds' on-field accomplishments remain staggering. He holds the MLB records for most home runs in a single season, 73, and most career home runs, 762. He was a 7-time MVP, a 14-time All-Star, and a feared force at the plate. Yet the controversy surrounding his PED use has forever tarnished his achievements, sparking debate over whether he deserves a place in the Hall of Fame. For many fans, Bonds represents a lost era of baseball, a time when the pursuit of greatness was marred by suspicion and cynicism. His legacy remains a complex and divisive topic, a stark reminder of the dark side of sports and the enduring impact of the Balco scandal.